Hello guys! Today we will be explaining experimental research. The topics that we will be covering today are the definition, an example here in Belize, when it is used, the steps in process, 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages. Experimental research is a scientific approach to research. This type of research is used to establish the cause and effect relationship between variables. When this type of research is conducted, 2 sets of variables are used. The first set of variables acts as a constant. The first set of variables is used to measure the difference of the second set.
Well, let's use this as an example. Here in Belize, social media can be said to be a very big distraction when it comes to a student's academic performance, but that's just an opinion. So let's just say the Ministry of Education in Belize wants to conduct a research on whether or not social media is a distraction when it comes to a student's academic performance. They can use this method to conduct their research. They can do an experiment. So let's just say they can choose about 6 people for this experiment of the same age, gender, and educational level. They can split them up into 2 groups, whereby one group of 3 people can use their social media platforms while going to school, whilst the other group of 3 are restricted from using our social media while going to school. Now researchers can make their observations and notice if there are any differences or changes during this research. Like, let's say the group using social media are doing poorly and the ones restricted from using social media are excelling. Things like that can be determined with this experiment. So the independent variable is the use or the not using the social media platforms, whilst the dependent variable is the results or the performances of the students.
Experimental research is commonly used in sciences such as sociology, psychology, physics, chemistry, biology, medicine, etc. It is used when 1. There is time priority in a causal relationship. A cause will precede the effect. 2. There is consistency in a causal relationship. A cause will always lead to the same effect. And 3. The magnitude of the correlation is great.
Then I'll be delivering a crash course of the steps in experimental research. Experimental research can be fractionated into 5 phases. The first step is formulating your research question. As it is necessary to conducting high-quality research, be sure that your research question is doable and narrows the aim of your research. The next step covers planning the research. Outlining how to proceed answering your research question will help you get a grip on all you need to consider, such as what type of experimental research. Is it a true experimental research or is it a quasi-experimental research? Then you have your multiple variables, such as, but not limited to, your responding, treatment, and baseline variables, all of which are crucial in your final results. Now the third step is conducting the experiment. While conducting your research, stick to your planned procedures, adhere to ethical guidelines, and avoid bias so as to not render your results void or skewed. This leads to step 4, examining the results. At this preliminary stage, you take into account what measurements and methods of stratification were used to retrieve data from your variables to determine if there was a cause and effect relationship. Finally, step 5, presenting your findings. This is whereby you organize and post your results using a publishing format. The publishing format would require you things such as including an abstract, discussion, the tools and procedures used, and so forth, as instructed by your educator. For more information on this topic, you can search explorable.com, questionpro.com, and writing.colstate.edu.
2 advantages of experimental research are: 1. It provides researchers with a high level of control. Each variable can be controlled on its own or in different combinations to study what possible outcomes are available for a product, theory, or idea as well. 2. There is no limit to the subject matter or industry involved. It is not limited to a specific industry or type of idea. It can be used in a wide variety of situations.
Okay, so now we have 2 disadvantages of experimental research. So we first have subject to human error. Now, since researchers are humans, it's natural for humans to make mistakes. So there's that possibility of running into an error within your study. Now, whether that error is made by man or machine, that error will affect the end result of your study. Okay, so the next disadvantage is that it is time-consuming and costly. So this means that you have to find money to either get to your laboratory to conduct your studies or have to buy your resources in order to finish on. Now, a perfect example for this is if you've seen the movie The Stanford Prison Experiment. It shows that where he had to pay the people in which he wanted to conduct his studies on, and also having to get those resources and stuff done in order to transform a school into a prison. It shows that it is time-consuming and costly.
Well, that about wraps it up over here. Thank you guys so much for listening to us, giving us your undivided attention. So with that, we're bringing you a quiz. Yes, guys, a quiz based on our little presentation. But if you guys were listening very keenly, paying much attention, then you guys are sure to pass. I'm pretty sure it isn't that hard. Like it isn't that hard. So thank you guys again. I hope you guys enjoyed, and our time here is done. Peace.